Fuck yeah. We're recording with Defense Politics. Isha. And I don't think I've ever worn this shirt during a podcast. I came back to my apartment and it was right after the gym and I put on like a dark shirt and I like went and brushed my teeth in like 30 seconds. There was like sweat marks going down the front of it and into my armpits. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I look like a pig. So I put on a white camo shirt. And it's also because I have been hired by the Azov Battalion. They will be sponsoring my podcast.
That's the wrong
Um,
flag behind.
yeah, I know. I gotta switch it out.
Are we live or
Hopefully,
recording?
what?
Are we live or
Yeah,
recording?
both. Yeah, we're live,
Are you
and
live? Oh, okay.
yeah, and maybe I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should put it in an application to Wagner. They
Yeah,
might.
you have the wrong flag, in the
Yeah,
rear.
yeah, I
That
know.
shouldn't. It should be like the sun and
The
blue and
black
yellow.
sun, the dark sun, the black sun,
Yeah,
whatever the fuck it is. Well, I mean, I have them because right now they're still the big dick in terms of money. They're doling out money to every dumb motherfucker. So, I don't think they're necessarily being too stingy with the billions. So maybe if I say I am also fighting Russia, they'll give me money. I don't know. Maybe I need to start thinking proactively. Maybe Ukraine is old news. Maybe I need to go to Niger. Maybe I need to
yeah.
go there. Yeah.
But the French are very poor. I think you should claim that you're Wagner,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna overthrow Kremlin. You should march on Kremlin.
I should march on the Kremlin, get shot in the face. That's exactly how that shit would end. For everybody that doesn't know, Wyatt's been on here a couple times before. He runs Defense Politics Asia. The link to that YouTube is in the description. I think Patreon, I think the Rumble, I think locals, I think everything. Everything that you've given me is in there. So whatever
Yeah,
Wyatt's given me is in there. If it's not in there, that's Wyatt's
yeah.
fault, not
If
my
not,
own.
I will give a new one. I have a new list.
Did you start a DPA too?
I, I do a DPA what?
Did you because you put it on Twitter the other day? You're like, should I start a second channel?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about it. Then I decided, no, not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe because I can actually create a lot of content out of one report, like one mapping.
Yeah.
So I can do like quick updates, short ones. Then I did. Then in the end, I decided not to because I'm already really swamped by the work.
Yeah.
Because YouTube my views is not very high nowadays. It's
Really?
actually low. Yeah, yeah. In so my competitors, so-called competitors, are doing really well. They are in the hundred of thousands, 100,000, 150,000, and I'm always languishing in the like 20, 30Ks. So yeah, I kind of given up on it. So no, the only solution to it is I just do more videos
Yeah.
to go up to push up the revenue. But but because thankfully too, I have very loyal supporters. They support me on Patreon and stuff. So that actually gave me less anxiety than it was before. So last year it's very bad when this kind of thing happens. It's like, oh my god, your revenue drops by so much. Then you will be like worried because are you able to sustain this operation? Because it is very, very heavy work to do the mapping. Like you're talking about 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
And what is a normal work day? It's like only 8 hours, 9 hours for normal office workers. So half the day is gone just doing the mapping and
Yeah.
then maybe one quick report, one sit rep. And that's a very, very big commitment. So if there's no revenue in it, it's a big problem. So yeah, but thankfully I have patrons and it's not like super big money, but it's good enough to act as a foundation that I
Yeah.
can build on, and that actually not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also want to say, Twitter just monetized my channel.
Twitter
Yay.
did?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Just
dude.
yeah, and the money is not much.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
I don't know how they count. They also never say how they count. I saw
it's
Jason
impressions.
Hinkle very pissed.
I
Jason
think
Hinkle.
they count impressions, but they don't tell you how to track your own impressions.
I'm not sure. Maybe every report against your tweet, you get like a no $100 discount.
Yeah, yeah, seriously.
I don't know how they work because I saw some people have massive income. Some people
Yeah.
from the and then but their channels may not be that massive. And then you have like big channels with very little income. That's like I don't have no idea how it works. So I just gonna like, oh, just whatever, man. Money is
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
It's just good
That,
for pocket money.
yeah. That is kind of like, I think you and I have talked about it more and more. It's hard to it's hard to there's this like middle line, like when you're first starting out, you're like, I'm not going to be like a shitty business. I'm just going to put out like the best content. And then, I mean, as the years march on, you're like, dude, this thing has to make money. And you're like, I have to do this. And like, I've canceled on guests for bigger guests. And I'm like, dude, I have to get shows that like get more views. And it's kind of depressing. But I mean,
Yeah.
so like your stuff, like your reports are fantastic, but there might just be people that like you and they just want to see more of you. And I mean, you probably should start that second channel, man, and just upload like the unedited version where it's just everything. Like some people just because I watch your videos and like you're also just like a fun guy to listen to, like regardless of like reports on the war. Like it's also like you're a fun persona to listen to.
So the consideration is this. Actually, DPA have 5 channels already. It's
Oh,
just that there
Jesus.
is a main channel. There's a main channel, and then so that was an original main channel. So what happened is that I realized that whenever I post a non-Ukraine war stuff, it get washed away by the Ukraine war reports
Yeah.
because Ukraine war reports is very regular, very
Yeah.
frequent. So even so, if I post something about China or whatever, it gets swept away very quickly, and it doesn't have time to sleep to actually faster and grow in terms of views and to grow that viewership. Because what people don't understand on YouTube is that there is different audience, like viewers for different content. So even so if they are here for my channel to watch Ukraine war, they're not. There's a good chance a good half of these people will never click on anything else
Yeah.
that post. Like they are very stubborn. It's like they don't trust me. so so I realized that this is a problem, and then I started to realize that the algorithm do not encourage you to post multiple videos at the same time. Especially once you post more than 3 videos,
You were saying that
the
on Twitter, they'll flag you for like spamming.
not spam, but the thing is that because because they will have to recommend your videos, right? They're not going to recommend more than 4 videos. So by the time you post the 4th video, the first video that you posted of the 4 will be considered old. So they will
Oh,
a lot lesser. So if you have too many videos that you post at the same time, well, yes, for that day you will get more revenue. Definitely, you have more revenue. But the thing is that the potential of the videos is suppressed, which means that if the first video was a viral video, it was doing really well. But with every video that you posted, the graph will start to bend and it will get worse and worse. And then it's like this video could have gotten you a lot more subscribers, but no, because you posted the other videos, so this video is fucked.
yeah.
And this is the reason. This is the 2 main reason why I started the DPA war channel. So I want to push all the war reporting to the other side. Then the main channel, end up I realized don't have enough content for it because it was already so heavy to report on Ukraine war. So I do some other type of reporting on the war on the main channel. But then now the main channel can also dedicate to other stuff like the Niger situation. I'm posting it on the main channel. I also posted some on the Sudan on the main channel as well. So that helps to break stuff up, so the breaks and everything, so that the main channel continue to be main and continue to be growing. But of course, because of like I talk about how the audience works in YouTube, so end up the views of non-Ukraine war content is always lesser. So and then now because the DPA war channel is a smaller channel, so when you are smaller means YouTube will not push your channels your videos that hard. Like a channel with 1 million views always will a million subscribers will always get pushed more than a 100 sub channel, unless you're suppressed, which many channels are also. So because if you're suppressed, you'll never get new viewers. So or sometimes they don't even push it to existing
Yeah.
viewers. So that happens. So I so now so I was thinking about another channel like a DPA2 where I can just spam video. So I don't I don't want to care about algorithm for that channel. So these two, I will have to care about the algorithm. I cannot post too many because then it will waste my effort. But then I can throw all the low effort videos into the PA2. So like I spam like 5 videos a day or whatever.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, but then I realized that I just it's still effort, it's still hard work. So it's like if I do that, then I do all this hard work. The video is not monetized because it's new. So it's like, should I do it? It's just another commitment.
I think you should. It's and for anyone that's listening and they're not interested, go fuck yourself, because unfortunately this is sometimes I'll talk about this and people will be like, why are you talking about? I'm like, this is what's on my mind 24/7 is work. So if you're wondering why we're talking about this, it's because this is the constant internal monologue of how do I but like last year I started my gaming channel and it was kind of what you're saying. It was low effort. Like I did the podcast, I would try to get guests, authors, doctors, whatever. And then the gaming channel was just this thing that like wasn't edited. I would just I didn't care if anyone liked it. I didn't care if it was engaging or not. And I just kind of kept it there and just kept dumping shit into it. But it actually what's up?
How is it doing now, your gaming stuff?
Well, that's what I'm getting at is like, so it kind of became just like this like practice, like playground almost, where I was just throw shit at like whatever. Like I don't talk about whatever. I didn't because I never cared. I just spammed it. And actually it started to almost become like this thing where I would start working out like new ideas and stuff and throwing it out there. And that thing now makes more money than my podcast because I'm not kidding. Like 3 times as much. And so
TPC,
it's just that it's
TPC guests, you guys, all these guests, a few hundred, I think 1,000 already. Thousands of you guys are useless, man.
Yeah, absolutely fucking useless. Absolutely fucking useless.
Fucking waste of time.
It is. No, man, it is. And it's just like, so, but my point is like, because I remember initially I was like, I don't want to make it. It's going to be spam. It's going to be low effort. But now, I mean, I started at January 2022. So now we're 20 months in. And now I'm so happy I did it because it's becoming this, and it's still growing and evolving. And
is it
now,
a separate channel?
No, so because it got like completely unlisted on YouTube. So now I just stream to my podcast. So I use my podcast subscribers. I use that user base, and then I stream at night, and I'll stream at like 10 p.m. or something. And people will come on. It's live chat. It's fun. It runs till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I'll unlist it so I don't spam up the channel, so I don't clog the channel. So if you go to my podcast, you just see the podcast. But if you come on late at night, you'll see like a live thing, and it's just a big red thumbnail. And like but that thing now makes more money than the fucking podcast. So I'll talk to these.
So now this is your mistake right now. You need to have a second Rumble channel, which you can, because under one account you can have multiple channels. That's what I have now. So you should have a Tommy's gaming podcast or whatever.
You can make multiple channels under one account.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
I didn't know that.
I have like 4 channels in my Rumble account. Because other than except DPA War, all the different channels are duplicated from YouTube. So DPA War feeds only to the main channel, and then other channels actually have their own channels. I have that. So you should have a second channel, and then so once you unlist from the live, you upload as a video into the second channel. So you can live on the main, and then you should do that.
And then like,
so you can have a second,
like a library
income, like a passive income. You should do that. If not, it's a waste of your content, because I only saw that on Twitter. I only saw it on Twitter. I was like, yeah, that's weird. You cannot find it on your Rumble channel. It's a waste.
Yeah, because
my God, you have lost a few $1,000s of income.
Absolutely. I'm gonna make a note of that right now, because last thing is like I'll do the streams and they'll get like 3,000 or 4,000 views, but then I unlist them because some of the guests I have on, like yesterday I had on like Dr. Malone and Dr. Hatfield. Like Dr. Hatfield was on like the White House COVID task force. They're these huge names, and they draw in a specific crowd of like professionals. And so I unlist the video game channels because I don't want somebody coming to look at the Dr. Malone interview and then they see like a live stream of me talking about, you know, should I suck a horse's dick for cash? It doesn't. They don't mix. It's mixed like oil and water. So I always
Yeah, yeah,
unlist
yeah.
them. But no, I do think about that. I'm like, there's so many views that they're just not getting once they're unlisted.
Yes,
Fuck yeah,
exactly.
I'm gonna make a note of that right now.
Oh my God, you lost so much
I
money.
know, I know, but whatever, dude. It's a
We
learning
we we
process.
did have this about your gaming content like the last time I'm on. I believe that you told me about that you say you unlisted. So I wasn't really thinking that much. Then I was just thinking, why would you unlist it?
Yeah,
But this is also reason why I have a DPA gaming channel,
yeah,
people gaming. But I don't really I have recorded some stuff, actually a lot of stuff, but I didn't upload them because I wanted to edit them, and then I'm just no time and
yeah,
lazy.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have so much stuff to upload.
It's yeah, and it's just so fucking exhausting. And that's
Yeah,
kind of
you
where I
should cut
am
down
right
on your
now.
interviews, perhaps.
What?
Cut down on your interviews because I know that you are like
Well,
no
it's like
work.
what we were talking about earlier. It's they only make, the only repeatable way I've found to make like the gaming stream is a complete fucking lottery. Sometimes you'll come in and you'll make $500 in a night, and then but sometimes you for the next month you might make $1. So that's not like a reliable source of income. The
Is a
only
donation thing? Is people
Yeah, people
donate?
like super chat it, yeah. And
Ah,
yeah, so that's like where the money it doesn't come from ads. And versus like the actual interviews I do, those make money off of ads. And those are the only things that are it's like reproducible. Where I know if I do one episode, that one episode might, let's just say, make $5. Well, if I do 3 episodes that day, I know I'm gonna make 15. So that's the only thing that's like
yeah, yeah,
reproducible.
yeah.
So again, it is like, yeah, there's people are always telling me like, dude, you should just do one interview a day. I would love to do one interview a day. I have to fucking the show is still not it still has not broke like a profit margin. It's barely at where it needs to be. So I have to keep doing these. Like it's absolutely miserable.
See, you viewers, never think about us. You see, this is all we think about.
Yeah. It's a psychosis. It's not healthy. Like
Yeah.
it's not it's
This is how I came up with the second channel thing because I was thinking, no, I could have create another 3 videos, like low effort videos,
yeah.
like 3 minutes each, and then I can upload it. I keep
Yeah.
the channel busy
Yeah.
because I cannot upload it into the 2 main channels because if I do that, I would destroy my high effort videos.
Well, yeah, you
So
you drown them out with horseshit.
yeah, not horseshit, but
No,
it's
I know.
just
Yeah,
like
I know what you mean. It's yeah, man. It's dude, my favorite comedian, Tim Dillon. I remember listening to him like it's probably like 3 years ago, and he was talking about becoming a comedian, and he was giving advice to somebody that wanted to be a comedian. And he goes, "What you need to understand is this: you are now taking a facet of your personality, in this case, comedy, or in you and I's case, just content creation, interviews, and you war reviews." He goes, "Once you commoditize that and turn it into a business, you are eternally killing a part of you that you can never get back because you will never be able to look at it purely as comedy anymore. You'll be looking at it as the thing that pays rent." And he goes, "You will forever sell your soul and become a hollowed out shell. You will then start looking at jokes as income sources, and you will forever
yeah,
destroy the thing you love. So just understand that." And I look at that 3 years later and I go, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's so many times where I'm talking to a guest and I'm like, what would get more views? And I'm I have raped and murdered the thing I love. Like I have fucking killed it.
yeah. So this is the reason why I have so many channels because I realized that I have to diversify, and then if I silo myself into one thing, it would destroy that thing. Like for example, the Ukraine war, I started off as curious, like partly curiosity. I really want
Yeah.
to know what's happening, so I mapped it myself because I don't trust the mainstream media.
Yeah.
And now it's just a fucking boring war to me. It's like
Yeah.
because the Russians don't really want to fight in the sense that they just want to hold position. So and they are making some push uh in certain other parts of the front line, but largely the war is very stagnant. It's like a World War I
It's
ish
World
kind
War
of.
One. It's just
Yeah,
yeah.
the fronts don't really change that much, and it's not like nothing is happening. No, I on a daily basis, there's still a lot to talk about. It's just that it's not as fun as it was, and there's no way to speed it up, and that's very irritating to me because I got so many things I can talk about. I can talk about BRICS. I can talk about the Europe is dying. I can talk about US politics. Then now Niger, I totally throw aside Sudan because I have no time to do anything about it. So it's like, and then Ukraine war, but then Ukraine war is the thing that pays you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because Ukraine war easily get at least double to triple the views of any
Yeah.
other topic, at least. But I do things that I'm passionate about. Like I want to give voice to the normal people. So I have the DPA open mic. So the DPA open mic channel is where I give normal my fellow viewers the chance to voice their opinions and to talk. And then we have 10 people on the screen, and then we are just like talking about stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like a podcast on what's the fucking word? I lost the word.
Steroids.
On the
Steroids.
injection. Yeah,
Podcast on steroids. Podcast. Yeah.
It's steroids. Yeah.
Yeah.
The word just I just lost that word when it comes to my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a podcast on steroids where you have so many people on the screen, all sometimes they argue and then they talk over each other. It's
Yeah.
just so fun. But that doesn't make a lot of money.
But it's
and
fun.
that one need a bit of editing because it goes for 5 hours.
Yeah.
So as a result, I actually use the AI tool to help me do the time stamping and then breaking it up into different videos, which now I have so many videos. I have like of all the open mic. Before I had the AI tool, I actually get someone to edit for me to break up the videos and give me the timestamps. And now I have like thousands of clips that I have no place to post.
Yeah.
Thousands, like literally. So so that is and there's so many good conversations which I have no ways to pick out and put it to higher circulation.
Yeah.
A lot of very, very good conversations and very good arguments. I don't even have the time to go through them because it's fucking 5 hours,
Yeah, no, dude, my average game stream is like 4 to 6 hours, and it might be nothing for like 2 hours. And then some of the best discussions I've ever had are not on the podcast. They're at 1 a.m. and somebody's commenting about this, and we go into this deep philosophical rabbit hole life experience. All the while I'm just running around like shooting hookers on Grand Theft Auto. And then like it's over and you're like, that was better than like any interview I've done in the last month. Like, what do I do with that? Yeah. But then it's the next day and you got 3 more shows and you got the 6 hour 100 gigabyte video and you're like, fuck it, I just throw it on the whatever. And it's just,
it's not just that. If it's a 4-hour stream, to edit the 4 hours into, let's say, one video, totally compact into something that is so watchable, so entertaining, that takes 2 to 3 times the amount of time. So it's like it'll be 12 hours editing.
No, that requires, that's a full-time job.
Yeah. So that's why the gaming channels are full-timers, because they do full-time editing on the games, and then they can really take out all the best part, because you need to go through all 3 to 5 hours depending on how long is the stream to take the best part out. And I have the open mic, which is 5 hours. There's so many good conversations, but you still have to really technically go through them, or at least I have to memorize what are the ones. Then I can take the clips out from the AI. But the thing is, even that is like effort. It's like, oh my God, it's brain power.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and then I have the Ukraine war the next day. Just like you have the another 3 interviews. I will have like the Ukraine war. It's like,
it's gotten to the point where on a gaming channel, like if something funny happens, because there's like a 20-second delay, I'll just open up my phone, I'll have the video, I'll hit play and just screen record it. And then when it's because I'm like, I'm not going to remember this. It's in one ear, out the other, and you're fucking doing this. And then it's over and it's 3 a.m. and you're like, I got to go to bed. Like, you wake up the next morning, you got to go to the gym. You're like, I'm late for the fucking pod, get 3 more. And then by the time you have free time, you're like, am I going to edit last night's gaming channel, or am I just going to do a game again? And you really do need like a full team. Like which then comes back to the money thing. And it's like, well, how the fuck are you going to pay people?
I think because you're on Rumble, I think that's one of the big problems. Rumble's, despite on the 1,000 views, you do get almost equivalent as YouTube, from how I calculated it. But the thing is, the algorithm is shit. The UI is,
It's
which
dog
means
shit.
so algorithm is shit is one thing already. It's one bad thing for smaller channels, but then you have poor UI UX, user interface and user experience.
Yeah.
Rumble. So that's a massive problem because let's say I want to scroll through, like on YouTube, you can scroll through a different stuff, right? To find videos to watch. You can't do that easily on Rumble. Rumble only have a good homepage.
Yeah.
Any category that you press in, then they go into this row layout. It's like stupid, man.
Yeah.
I did feedback to the Rumble people that I'm in contact with, but it's like I don't think they have the power to change it, and it's not difficult. It is just CSS thing, it's just a cascading style sheet. It's just a style sheet. You can just convert it into like a tiles, and like three videos per row, and you can go through way more videos more quickly.
Yeah.
It's like one by one. Like, wow, my God, it's impossible. I don't even want. It's like I there's one day I was like, fuck YouTube, man. I could just use Rumble, and then I went into Rumble. I click, okay, I'm gonna find a gaming channel. I click, and it's like, fuck, man, I'm not gonna spend like 100 scrolling down the mouse just to go through 100 videos. It's not practical. It's just so poor. Then like, okay, forget it. Just go back to YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's a waste. It's a waste.
And then you look at it from my point of view. I can't go back to YouTube. I have no home. I can't go there. I have to use Rumble. So people are like, Tommy, this isn't working in Rumble. I'm like, I don't know what to fucking tell you, dude. I have no idea what to tell you. I don't fucking I'm not gonna fight YouTube. It's a fucking $1 trillion corporation that's backed by intelligence agencies in the White House. I'm not fighting it. So I'm gonna upload to Rumble. I have no say in Rumble. I have asked Rumble to please buy my show at like the lowest possible price. I'm like, I'm not. And then they sign gamers for like $5 million, and there's a bunch of brain dead horse shit of like slap competition. And I'm like,
and that is actually a contradiction, So YouTube doesn't do that, which is why they have incentive to push everyone. But on Rumble, once you push like UFC, because they're gonna push UFC content. Is it what UFC, right? They have UFC, they have some other, the slap chant. I don't know what kind of stupid.
It's like slap, power slap.
Yeah, once you have all this content, the incentive, because you already paid the money, the incentive is to push these guys.
Yeah.
So the small guys are never going to be there. Like, for example, if I look at my Rumble viewership, it's the same as half a year ago.
Really?
There's no change, really. So what's the point? I cannot focus on Rumble under such a situation because there's no reason to do that. So while a lot of this, I think that is good segue into like talking about maybe culture war. Situation is like it's easy to say that now we have Rumble, maybe Twitter, now Twitter is coming up. But the thing is, nothing is comparable to YouTube.
No.
I have, for example, for DPA and in my previous life as Working Problem, my other YouTube channel, I post on all social media platforms you can imagine. Like, Parler is gone. Getter,
Gab, True. Yeah,
I post on everything. So I know what is the reach like. I can tell you everything sucks.
I have them all too. You just fucking spam to all of them. Yeah, no. All the other ones suck. All the other ones
all sucks. They have no reach. They'll never introduce your stuff to
They never
people.
grow. I've had exactly 127 followers on Gab for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So all these social media platforms are broken. TikTok actually did the right thing, but unfortunately they have a lot of bots. They actually will force videos to new viewers. So that's something that they do that TikTok is good at. That's what YouTube does as well, but TikTok is a bit more intrusive. They throw it in your face. But the problem with TikTok is that a lot of the accounts are all fake. The view numbers are all fake. So you don't really actually know the real numbers. Like, for example, my TikTok account have 0 videos. 0. I'm just there to look at pretty girls.
Yeah.
And look at pretty girls shake their butts. But the thing is,
of course,
what else do you use TikTok for, man?
Exactly. What the fuck, yeah. Why else am I using that brain dead platform? Yeah, I'm going there for the rich discussion on the culture war.
Yeah. So the thing is, I have followers, and and they're all pretty girls.
Yeah.
With phone numbers, usernames.
Yeah, they ain't real.
So no, with that, I'm literally I post nothing and I have followers. So obviously, all these numbers are fake. A lot of these accounts are fake. But that is also how they get TikTokers to get really excited and think that they're becoming famous. There are some which really become famous. That leads people from TikTok to follow them on Instagram and other stuff. But largely, yeah, TikTok is TikTok. But you see, at least TikTok have this formula of pushing content to new people, and that's basically their homepage. If you want to view things only in the people that you follow, they have a following tab. You click that, then those feed will be from the people you are following. So that is good. Twitter also have this thing which is good. So in the end, after I go use everything, YouTube is still number one in terms of reach. By posting a video, I have the best reach over there. Then next is Twitter. So these are the only two places that you can really get new followers. Everything else, including Facebook, is all shit. It's
all dog shit.
Facebook used to be good, long time ago. Used to be good, but they broke it after they get listed. They broke it. They because for the sake of revenue, they decided that if you want your post to reach more people, you have to pay money.
Yeah.
And what's worse is that you can pay money to get more followers on your page, but then they only show 5% of the show your post to 5% of your people. Then why am I paying money to get followers? You still have to pay money to reach your entire following. That's ridiculous. Facebook is totally broken. It can't be work. It can't be used like corporate as a commercial thing.
No,
you can. It's only for friends and family.
Yeah.
No, that's all.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's the landscape that we are in, and it's very painful for anyone to be the platform like you. So I can feel it because I see the amount of my percentage of revenue. It's like, how can anyone survive as a content creator not on YouTube? So but Twitter is promising, but the problem is the how they pace is very ambiguous. There's no way to know how they actually calculate. So there's no way you can game the system because you don't even know how they calculate. They say that it's based on replies. But
replies?
Yeah. So you post something, then under the replies, then there's ad views, but no idea, man.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter's the only thing where my subscribers, they constantly grow. Rumble, it constantly grows. Spotify is solid. Spotify still grows. If I graph it out, and even with Rumble and Spotify, when I graph it out, like, it's very frustrating. But whenever I look back, like 6 months, I mean, the views are going up exponentially. So like, it is growing. It's just,
But growth without revenue is pointless.
What?
Growth without revenue is pointless.
Well, that's the only thing I give a shit about, is tracking revenue too. The revenue is going up exponentially. That's the only thing I care. I don't give a shit what the numbers are on the screen. I don't care if it says I have 9 subscribers. If it's paying for my rent, go for it. I don't give a shit.
So Spotify is working for you now?
Oh yeah. No, Spotify's working, Rumble's working, Locals is working. I'm hoping I can get monetized on Twitter. I mean,
who is better, Spotify or Rumble, in terms of revenue?
Spotify is consistent and reproducible. You know that if you do this, you're gonna make this, and if you keep at it, you're gonna make more. Rumble, I think you can make more on Rumble. I've made more on Rumble, but it's a total fucking lottery. It's like, it's somebody watches your show and it's some wealthy person and it's a Friday night and they're drunk and like, bro, I love your show, and they drop $500 and you're like, fuck it. But you can't rely on that. You can't say, okay, that was yesterday, so I know that in September I will make 500 more. You might not. You might make $1. Versus Spotify is much more of a grind, but it's slow and consistent, but it's reproducible, and it's guaranteed.
Yeah, that's based on revenue, because you cannot calculate based on super chats. Like,
no, you can't count on super chat. It's a total. It's lightning striking.
Yeah.
So
that's for the DPA open mic as well, because open mic channel is very small. It's a few thousand subs. But the thing is that it is the super chats, the loyal supporters that is funding the channel. And so like I did tell them that the money actually don't really exactly go to me, because I use it to pay for the editing, because
Mm-hmm.
the AI tool still need to pay for it. It counts by per minute, so I have to pay for that. And then for me, yeah, and then sometimes it get lower certain weeks, because I do it once a week, the open mic. So certain weeks there will be lower income, but it's covered by the higher income from the previous week. So it's kind of balanced in that sense. So yeah, but that's like a really it's really a passion thing. There's no money for me, not much
Yeah.
money for.
But that's the thing, is like a passion thing. That's not a luxury. It's a necessity. Like the gaming channel saves me, right? Because I'll do
Yeah,
interviews, I'm exhausted, but then you sit down at the end of the night and you're playing fuck Sandstorm or Ground Branch or Ready or Not or something with your buddies, and kick back and you're just laughing, and like that's fun, and it's just completely, your feet are up and you're just kind of taking it easy. Like you have to have that, because if it's not, this is what I always come back to, is if I'm not going to enjoy any of this, then I'm just going to reapply to medical school and go be a doctor, because at least that's a guaranteed income and you get a
yeah,
white coat and you're a doctor. Like if I'm going to be miserable and working hard, I might as well just go be a doctor. The whole
yeah.
point of
True.
doing this is to like have fun.
Yeah. But you're too hardworking
Yeah.
to have the yeah. But I can imagine maybe when you do the gaming channel, and then you get certain steady revenue from there. Although Rumble is Rumble, like no, uh, maybe then you can cut down a bit on the interviews. Maybe instead of three, you can have two or one, or maybe it could be. I'm not sure. You can actually reference some of the other channels and see what they are doing, because they do, or it could be like one is interview, so which is live. Another one is a video, which is maybe just a monologue about you commenting on current events, and then you have your gaming channel where you just, so life will become more relaxing, not so painful.
Well,
Just monologues are much more easier to do, because you just read the news and then you just comment what you
yeah.
think.
Yeah. I mean, and I've been saying, I've always said this. Ideally, the show makes more money. I would love to do like 4 or 5 podcasts a week and just do one a day, and like really like selectively pick the guest, and instead of an hour, like do 2 or 3, and like really lean into it and just enjoy that thing. That's what I would like to do. And
Hmm.
what I think though is I think what you and I are doing right now, I don't think it's avoidable. You look back at any person who's starting, right? The whole reason why you start your own business is it's an initial dislike of whatever you're doing. I can do this better. I don't want to work for someone else. I want to reap, I want to express myself. I want to create. I want to whatever. To get there, though, it's like a plane climbing to cruising altitude. The first 2 minutes of the flight, you're shaking and you're stuck in your seat and you're like, but you don't tell yourself, oh my God, it's going to be 2 hours of this. I'm going to throw up. No, it's just like, it's a couple minutes and then you level off. You look out the window and it doesn't feel like you're even moving. And then that's where you want to stay. But you got to get to that spot. So I think that, I think one day we'll probably both look back and be like, yeah, that's what you have to do, is you have to fight like hell. You have to fucking slit throats and kill everyone and get every interview. And then I'll look back and be like, I can't believe I did 1,000 interviews in 3 years. Like now I do 100 a year, but you have to get to that point. And so,
Yeah, yeah,
and all the markers, revenue, subscribers, views, they're all pointing to this happening. It just, I think I got like another year or two of this unholy lifestyle of working myself to exhaustion, of just like the podcast ends and I just sit here like rubbing my head and I'm like, I hate my life. I fucking hate everything. But it is working. Like it's gonna,
yeah.
I think I made I think I made like $1 a month in 2020. I think I made
Yeah,
$10 a month in 2021, 100 a month last year. And right now I'm making like $2,000 a month. It's going up. It's going through the
yeah,
fucking roof. And it's like, am I really going to give up now? If I can
yeah,
just keep this for like one more year, I mean, that points to next year it making 10,000 a month. Like I'm almost there. And it's then you can slow down and then you can
yeah.
kind of choose what you put out.
I think it's really very impressive to know not on YouTube until earn 2,000. God, if you're on YouTube, this number will be like the thumbstand man. Fuck.
I know it makes me want to blow my fucking brains out. It also
Yeah,
makes me have zero sympathy for anyone that's like, it's hard to start a channel. I'm like, fuck off. like they're like, I just
yeah.
don't get it.
Tell
They're
me
like,
about it.
can you put me in touch with your guests? I'm like, no, eat a dick. Like, I'm tired though. I mean, an interview a day is up. Shut up. I don't know how to. I'm like, fuck off. I don't care. I don't give a shit. It's yeah. It breaks
Yeah,
your soul.
I think there is this misconception about podcast being easy to do. Like, people see Joe Rogan, just talking to, chit chatting with someone for 2-3 hours and then becoming famous and everything. Like what these people don't see is that there's countless amount of podcasts out there. They are not getting views. Like
Yeah.
so much podcasts out there. And everybody want to do podcast, and people is telling me to do podcast because I have a few like videos where I invite guests to come and talk. uh like I have Scott Ritter on. That is still by now is still my best performing channel, and he just got deplatformed by YouTube like just over the past 24 hours.
Oh,
He
really?
just got terminated. Yeah. So but the thing is, like, I know there is views there if I invite all these bigger names to come to
Yeah.
my channel. But the thing is, I don't want to be another podcast. Why the hell do I be another Duran for what? Like,
Yeah.
what's the point? There's already the Duran. Why do I want to like compete with them? And so yeah, so no, it's because it's not easy. And then like for your channel, it's actually one of the good examples because the guest always is it's not always in the same industry. There are always different type of people for talking about different kind of content, about different kind of crisis and problems, and the viewers are always going to be from different place.
Well, yeah.
The viewers they're interested is just going to be different group of people. Just like Joe Rogan, I will never watch his stuff until Jordan Peterson got on. Like
Yeah.
for example, it's like then or maybe Tim Pool. No, it's people that I know. If it's some other random people, like no, I have no interest. I'm not interested.
No.
Why? That they he the one he invited Dr. Malone. I have not watched it a bit. But it was such big hoo-ha. So that's the problem with podcast that people don't understand. It doesn't grow in a linear fashion because your viewers, your audience is always going to be different unless you only interview a specific type of people. For example,
Yeah.
maybe some war veterans, then they only interviews war veterans. Yeah, then all the war veterans or all the war geeks, you will all be interested to watch. But when you go all over the place, yeah, that is a very hard life. And
Yeah.
and I think, yeah, that's not a path that I want to get into.
No. And
It, it's the glamorous. It's definitely glamorous. You see, Tommy looks so handsome. With
so
the American flag, behold, fuck yeah, America.
it's if you stick with one topic, you can get everyone that likes that, but that's all you're ever gonna get. You're never gonna break outside of that. So you're gonna hit a spot, and then that's it, because there's only so many war geeks. You even if you get them all, it eventually stops. That's why I have to constantly have different people on and hit as many different topics as I can, is because you have to just keep pulling people in, and it's yeah, I don't
I'm
even
curious. How like you have interviewed so many different people. Uh, how does it affect your worldview? We are reversing now. I'm interviewing Tommy.
yeah. How does it affect my worldview?
Like no,
Um,
because I believe that you are actually one of the rare people in this world right now that have talked to the most number of experts. Like you probably are more well versed than most of the TV hosts or talk show host that's on those cable TV. How has it changed you over the past few years?
Yeah, I've really come to accept and truly mean it when I say I have no idea what's going on in this world. Like, you're so confident in your beliefs, but when you get to talk to so many experts, guys, they're in Delta Force, or guys that invented the vaccine, or guys that have been to space or worked at nuclear power plants, you just start rubbing the surface and you realize just how little you know about. It's like trying to understand an entire movie from the thumbnail of the trailer. You go, that's a movie about Oppenheimer. I now understand Oppenheimer. Well, and then you go in and you start reading about World War II, and you're like, well, what led to this? And it's, well, 15 years prior, Einstein came over from Germany. You're like, well, why did he come from Germany? And it's like, Hitler rose to power. You're like, well, who's Hitler? And then it's like, well,
The
1920s
rabbit
happened.
hole.
And you're like, what happened before that? You're like, World War One. You're like, what, there was another war? And you start just unraveling all this shit. And all this time, you thought you understood a guy named Oppenheimer built a bomb, the end. And then that's just one topic. So then you look at another thumbnail and you go, doctors. Well, who's this? Well, I was doing this. Well, why did you invent that? Well, I was working for DARPA. Well, why did you work for DARPA? Well, because before that, there was 9/11. Well, what was 9/11? Why did that happen? So then I got to go find a Delta Force guy. And it's like, well, this was happening. And what's actually the CIA was doing. And you're like, what the fuck? And like, the more and more you go on, you start to realize. And then that's you getting to talk to experts who are telling you the truth. And then you go, well, everything I've consumed in my life has been from the mainstream media, and they're trying to get you to think about something. So you go, I'm not even getting the truth half the time. So what you really start to acknowledge is it's all so infinitely complex that the very best thing you can do is to have an open mind. But then there's this weird contradiction in that it's so infinitely complex, but then there's patterns that manifest everywhere, in medicine, in special forces, in nuclear physics, in literature, in sci-fi. There's only so many patterns. And the takeaway is, like, most people are good people, and they're probably just trying to support their family. And if you come at it from that mindset, you can really start to view most things. You go, well, why is he doing that? Well, he's a bad person. When you look into it, you're like, oh, well, like, I talked to an Israeli mercenary, and he was talking about killing Al Qaeda and Hezbollah, and I'm like, oh, you must hate them. And he's like, no, I don't hate him. I feel bad for him. I was like, what? And he's like, that's just some poor fuck who's never seen running water. He's never brushed his teeth in his life. He's dirt poor. He's illiterate. He's growing up in the mountains in Afghanistan. And then some fucking rich financer, from the Bin Laden family, gives him an RPG and says, if you shoot that Humvee, I'll give your family $1,000 and maybe your daughter can go to school. And he's going, what other option do I? And then you go, fuck, now I'm starting to feel bad for the terrorists. But then the mercenary tells you, I feel bad for him, but I'm not going to let him kill me, so I have to shoot him in the head. And you're like, God damn it. It's also so to answer your question, how has it changed my view, man? Is just go into most things understanding that you probably have zero idea with what's going on, and don't get too attached to your own beliefs.
And that's the exact opposite of the world. Most of the world thinks that they know things.
Yeah.
And that is a pain. That is really real pain. Even in my comment section, or when I talk to people on Twitter, they're so convinced that they know about something. Even when they're talking with people who literally spend stupid amount of time on that topic. Like, when people argue with me on Ukraine war, I was like, from fucking day one, I was looking at this war. No, I'm reading 5 hours a day. No, are you reading 5 hours a day? So some people do. But the thing is, reading 5 hours a day is not the same as mapping 5 hours a day. You still have to map it. And when you map it, or when you have to try to rationalize it when you're doing a video, you start to consider all sides. You have a different conclusion from what you're reading on the Telegram channel or on Twitter, because those are opinions of someone else. But then when you put all the facts together, you realize that it could be something different.
Yeah.
People, because they are doing their job. You
Yeah.
can't expect a pro-Russian channel to be pro-Ukrainian, or to say that their Russians are shit, or their commanders are shit. By the time they say that the commanders are shit or the Russian troops are shit, it's really fucking shitty. That means things have really gone to hell, that they cannot stand it. They need to voice out. So, but then that's the world we are in. People are all very opinionated, and because this is something that I realized as well. Because when I was much younger, I also, just like you, I thought that I know things.
Yeah.
I know things. Then nowadays, when I'm supposedly have certain level of expertise, I'm not that I know everything about Ukraine war, but I know a certain aspect of it. I know enough. I still feel like I'm a noob. I'm like I don't really know as much, because there will be someone who knows more than me, especially people who are actually actively fighting in this war, or they are part of the military in other countries that's monitoring the war. They have a huge team helping them to monitor everything. Signal intelligence, they got human intelligence, and then they piece out information, the mapping, or the what is exactly happening in Ukraine in perhaps 10 to 20 times my details, because everything I have is based on someone posting it on Telegram.
Yeah.
And they are already withholding information because they cannot compromise the security of their own people that they're supporting, which means that they are only putting out maybe 5% of, because I have people who is fighting on the ground telling me stuff. I can tell you I have not said much about what they told me at all to my audience. Maybe 5%. It's very small things that nobody will believe it. Like, because people are indoctrinated, like they really believe like what they want to believe. So you will not believe that when I say, oh, the Ukrainian soldiers are really undertrained, like really undertrained. They have no idea what they're doing. And then half of the Ukrainian military that's actually holding up is actually the foreign fighters. The foreign fighters are the reason why Ukraine is still holding up. And everyone else is just nobodies. They are just there to die. They have no money for vehicles. They need to buy their own vehicles. All these are real. This is the foreign fighter that told me. And the thing is, when you go on Twitter, you will have a totally different world. It's like especially if you are in the pro-Ukrainian circle, it's like, wow, the Ukraine is going to win the war. They have HIMARS and F-16 has come. The Russians are going to be dead. It's like, whatever, man.
It's, think about what we were talking about for like the first 45 minutes, right? How behind the scenes is just, you see an interview. What you don't see is just all day emails and reading and contacting guests and editing and descriptions and thumbnails, and then you're looking at analytics, and then you're looking at money, and you try to find a balance between like passion and payment, and going through all of this, right? And there are people listening to this right now that are probably going, oh Jesus, like I just see Tommy's podcast, I just see Defense Politics Asia, and you don't see everything else behind it, right?
Yeah, the gas dropped down from the sky.
Yeah.
We just appear online.
So what you have to realize is, what I've realized through podcasting and interviewing people, is that's true for everyone else. For every doctor that just comes on my show and tells me something, there's this whole life behind them that they're trying to distill down into an hour. If I interview Dale, who's in Delta, I got him for 45 minutes to ask him some questions. And there's this whole fucking, he's served for 40 years and half the shit's classified. And and then like, and you're just getting this little tiny. So like, even the experts I get to talk to, I'm realizing that I'm getting just the tiniest little thumbnail of, so you go, okay, I don't understand anything. And most
that's
of
my
the
conclusion too.
That's the conclusion. And then you have to go, and that's okay. That's another thing, is at first it's uncomfortable. It's like when you first start working out, you get to the gym, you start moving, you're like, I don't fucking want to do this shit. But 10 minutes go by, heart rate's going a little more. You're kind of sweating. And you're like, all right, yeah, let's do this. Let's get into it. The first year or so of realizing you're wrong is uncomfortable because you have an ego. I'm not
Yeah.
wrong. I fucking know what's right. Right. But then
Yeah.
you break it down more and more and you go, I don't understand what's going on. And that's not a reflection of like who I am as a person. You just go, oh, I didn't realize that. So you have someone on and I have an opinion about this and they come on and tell me just how wrong I am. And instead of getting defensive, you go, oh, oh yeah, I didn't know that. And it starts to become there's much less friction in it. So I can just drop an idea. Like I can have an idea for 20 years of my life. And then someone comes on and explains thoroughly how incorrect you are. And whereas 3 years ago, I might I might push back on them versus
Mhm.
now you're just like, oh, you completely detach. It's me going, yeah, 2 + 2 is 5. And then they go, actually, look, it's 1 and 2. And then you add another 2 and it's actually only 4. You go, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, no, it's 4. And you don't attach anything to it. You don't go, I'm a bad person. You go, oh, it's just 4. This is what it
I,
is.
I, I would say that the people, true experts, uh, becomes really humble. Like I feel
Yes.
like this is something that I went through, in fact, twice in my life already. So I used to play the flute, Chinese flute. So it's a bamboo flute. I used to
Mm-hmm.
play the flute. So I was the best in my school. So I was like, no, I think that I'm pretty good. No, I'm very excited to meet other people from other schools and everything. But the more people I meet, I'm still decent, when I meet most of the other schools. But once you really meet prodigies,
Yeah.
fucking hell, because I started learning from 13 years old. So that
Yeah.
was like sec 1, so middle school, first year. When you meet someone who started learning when they are in the kindergartens,
Yeah.
when they are 5 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, and they are 2 to 3 times better than you when they are just 10 to 12 years old,
Yeah.
and then you are already 17, 18 years old,
Yeah.
your your mind, your brain will melt.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? And you know that this guy haven't even get into secondary school. He still can continue to grow for another 8 years, 10 years easily. And then you are about to go into the workforce in another 4 to 5 years. It's like, fuck, man, this is
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's like the entire idea of going professional during those days as a musician. I was like, no, I'm not going to be able to compete with these prodigies because by that time, my brain is already in a sense. Maybe it's ego, maybe it's just I lost my passion. I'm not as vigorous in terms of trying to learn and practice. So when you start to see someone who is that good, it's like, oh fuck, man, what's the point? No, this
Hmm.
guy will be the star. I will just be another music teacher.
Yeah.
So then that is the first time I experienced that. And after that, after I started to know all this, know the prodigy and everything, I become a lot more humbler about my flute, my music skills. Then now with the Ukraine war, it's again the same thing. Once you reach a certain, because definitely I'm one of the very few that have been monitoring since day one, and when not a lot of people really they do message me and praise me, or they compliment or thank me for my work. They say that I do very, very good work and whatever. But I'm really, really humble. I always tell them that I'm humble. I'm very thankful for your compliment or your email or everything, because you once you reach a certain level, you realize you really don't know enough. You really don't know that much, and you don't even dare to say that you are like
Yeah.
you're an expert, in the sense that I can only say that I have been this place for doing this thing for 150 over days, 200, no, 350 over days. But I would not say that I'm an expert, because the reality is I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
when compared to the intel officer within the Russian military or the Ukrainian military, they I don't really know that much as compared to what they know.
Hmm.
I spent a lot of time mapping, but that doesn't mean that I know more per se,
Hmm.
because everything comes back to our media diet. because that's all the sources telling me. So that's all I know. So an Intel officer would have more sources of information. You know more things. So similarly, people who you interview who are experts, they have read papers that normal human beings would never read because they don't understand even the first paragraph. Like sometimes I saw the formula, like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but no, there are people who are just so much more knowledgeable about things that it is just humbling to realize that you don't know anything. Which then come back to DPA Open Mind, because in the early days of my YouTube channel, I saw in the comments, and there are some people who are really passionate. They write really long and comments. Sometimes they write very insightful stuff, things that I never know about. And I realized that, damn, this community is actually very different from the usual comment sections that I read in any other videos. Then I realized I need to groom and cultivate this community. And slowly, which is why I started the Discord channel. But the Discord is not really for everyone. Discord is a very specific niche of people that would use it. So since then, I have the DPA Open Mic, and then I have the DPA forum. So I have locals, but locals is really a dead place pretty much. But ultimately the idea is that with DPA Open Mic, I want to show people that these normal people that you will probably ignore or you will just diss in the comments, these people are experts. Like on DP Open Mic, I have someone who is literally working in the semiconductors in Taiwan. And he's literally expert, because he's in the industry. He works on the F-16 before. So he have experience with fighter aircraft, what is the things that you care about, you worry about in terms of running an F-16, which the Ukrainians want to buy. And he was explaining about, the concerns would actually not fit with what Ukraine can sustain, because F-16 needs to have a very clean runway because of the way how the exhaust works and everything. So he can go into details about it. He can talk, he literally corrects everyone about Russia's semiconductor industry. Everybody say that, they're using washing machines and everything. But the truth is that he say that Russia's semiconductor industry is actually huge. It's actually very big. And most of the stuff that you need for weapons, you don't need the top-end semiconductors chips. You don't need the best chips. The best chips is we use it on the phone, on our computers, for supercomputers, but maybe for AI. But for weapon production, you don't need something that advanced. And the Russians have plenty of such capability. And that would change your mind, you see, because people always think about, Russia will not be able to produce the cruise missiles, and because they will not have the chips to do it. But the reality is they can produce the chip. It's just that the chip is bigger. It's not so small, but it still works. So it's like all this propaganda about they have to steal or take chips from the refrigerator or from the washing machines to put into weapons. It's like, these are just propaganda. The reality is very, very different. I spoke to an economist. He's working for a very infamous company that everybody thinks is evil. It's the biggest company. So I don't want to say which name.
BlackRock.
No, I didn't say it's that.
He didn't say that. I said it.
So this economist is a very loyal follower. He's a great supporter. I met him in person in Singapore, and he also shares with me about things, about the Ukraine, the Russia, because he was an expert in Russia, and then he realized that a lot of the things being talked about Russia is all fake. It's all wrong. Like, he literally read the newspaper, watch the TV, and said, "What the fuck is this person talking about?" Because he's the expert in that field, and then it's like there's so much things that like what you say is shaped by the mainstream media or the media diet that we are having, and actually a lot of this information is wrong. And sometimes I do check with him about certain information, certain stuff, because like there's a lot of YouTube channels talk about China is falling, or whatever. So sometimes I ask him, the information and then he say that the things are not that bad in China. So that's cool. But you see, within my followers, nobody know who are these people. But some of these people have tremendous backgrounds. They are true experts in their field. and we don't know. Then you have like on Twitter, the NAFO people just drop one meme, sure, Ivan, that kind of thing. It's like, but they have no idea who did they just this. This person could have like earned 100 times of your income, and then you are just spending your life on Twitter, dissing about people, throwing memes and everything. So I just thought the world is weird. It's just so weird.
I was I was gonna say another thing I've learned is and is that I know nothing, and that's okay. And I've said this before. It's kind of what you just said is how smart the average person is. That you don't really ever think you just this person just comments and you're like, yeah, this person's just an idiot. And then all of a sudden you'll maybe talk to him or something and you're like, oh, Jesus. Like I didn't like I remember one guy commented on one of my videos, like I was talking about like a nuclear weapon. And he was like, this is wrong. And I was like, fuck, and emailed him. And he was like, well, my dad's 90 and like he he was on one of the ships that like witnessed hydrogen bomb tests. And I was like, oh, and he got his dad on the show. And now I'm going like, oh, so here's this guy that I just wrote off as an idiot. But the reality is his dad, the guy that raised him, witnessed this shit with his own eyes when Eisenhower was president. And you're like, everything I know is just from a YouTube video I saw. And then you start looking at every commenter, and some people really are retarded, but you start looking at every commenter and you're like, I have no idea what they know. I just happen to have a podcast, but this person might be an expert who, works at a semiconductor fabrication plant and they only have a minute of free time at the end of the day. So they make a quick comment about something. And now you're judging that entire person off of just one comment. You have no idea. And it's like, you start looking at every single person as a YouTube thumbnail. And you know how you can see like the length of the video?
Yeah.
But instead of saying 1 hour, that thumbnail says I'm 33, says 33 years. And you're going, I'm just scrolling through and I see one thumbnail and I'm now trying to condense 33 years. You see a thumbnail for Tommy Carrigan, it's just me smiling. And you go, I now understand Tommy. And then you click on it and you watch the 33-year-long video and you go, wow. When then you start looking at every other thumbnail and you're like, oh, gee, like I didn't know you played the flute. And it's like, well, there's a new part of Wyatt. And it's just like, fuck. And so like, but the takeaway of all of this is it's daunting. You realize you know nothing. To me, it's also helped me with like anxiety. And you go, you're a lot less fearful of the world. There's still bad things. There are still genuinely bad people. There are rapists, there are murderers, there's whatever. But the vast majority of people you talk to, any friction you had with them, more likely than not, came from miscommunication. You didn't know about you. I didn't know you played the flute. Maybe you didn't know that I played basketball in middle school. You go, oh.
Don't worry, that is not possible because you're American.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, right. But it goes back and forth. And so then if you see like a politician you don't like, or you see a late night comedian, you stop looking at them with like this anger. You're like, fuck this person. You just start going, oh, they just see the world differently and they've got this whole life of experiences. And I think it's kind of ironic because at that point, I think you do start to become an expert in whatever it is you're doing because you full-heartedly believe, you're not just saying it. You truly mean when you go, I am not an expert. Like you say, I am not a Ukraine. And I say, I have no idea what I'm doing with podcasting. And it's kind of in that moment that you actually do become the expert because your mind is completely open to everything, right? It's like the Buddhist or the Zen, he who thinks he knows enlightenment doesn't know enlightenment. He who knows he doesn't know enlightenment knows enlightenment. And it's this weird contradictory where you go, no, just I have no idea. This person's going to come on the show, just be a sponge, just absorb everything they say.
I think one of the easy good way to understand how objective a person is they will say that they don't know about certain things. They will admit to it rather than no, they have a comment about literally everything. I think that's something I realized, like during the open mind and everything. I feel that the people who really are very genuine and from the heart, they really know they're honest. They are people they are the people who will say that I really don't know about this topic. No, so I don't really have anything to add
Yeah.
about this. I think these are the people that know when they do speak, you give them you will accord them a lot more respect, because this when they speak, it means they really have a genuine comment or opinion, or they do have certain expertise in a certain thing. So that's just how.
Hmm.
Talking about impressions, no, Ted Cruz. During the 2016 election, I thought Ted Cruz looks really evil.
Yeah, he
Like,
does.
like the things he say during the election cycle, during the 2016 presidential election, where he's fighting against Trump, right? It was like, God, this person is horrible, man. But like I said, no, that's the thumbnail that I see. That's the no, because he's fighting against Trump. No, it's kind of like a trying to bang the wall. But the thing is, over since then he started to have this beard and everything, that looking very silver warish kind of person. Is coming from 200 years ago. Oh, he's awesome, man. Ted Cruz now is, oh my fucking god. He's one of the I think I would say that one of the US senators that I really respect now. Like when he do the questioning, where they have the hearings, oh my fucking god, he asked the best questions. He really put down the people who are trying to bullshit him. Oh, I really like him. I really like him now. I thought he's really evil in 2016. So this is like, it does corroborate what you say, like, the first impression sometimes is wrong.
Yeah.
We don't know what he knows, or we have the wrong impression of that person. But maybe it's the mustache, I don't know. But he's
Yeah.
like, wow, he's awesome right now.
And then like another twist to it is everything you see with someone, that's just who they are at that moment. So
Yes.
if I interviewed someone in 2020 and it's now been 3 years and I go, yeah, that guy was an asshole, I might have him on the show now and I'm like, oh, this isn't the same. Like I look at myself 3 years ago and I'm like, oh, that's not me. Don't watch that. I'm like, that's not me. Like this is me. That guy was an asshole. And you go, oh fuck. So like the memories you have of people are of someone that doesn't exist anymore. They're gone. They're dead. You
Yeah.
know, the whoever if you and I are doing a podcast in 2026 and I don't talk to you from now until then, I have this image in my head of you. And I talk to you in 20, you go, oh, dude, don't, oh, you're defense politics age. You go, that was a weird time in my life. I do this now. And I'm like, oh, DPA is just gone. It just doesn't exist anymore. And
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I will have like tattoo all half of my face,
yeah,
like,
you'll be like a SoundCloud rapper.
yeah, I will have this like very big metal
Chains.
chain that,
Yeah.
hey yo, fucking bitch.
Yeah. Do you like you live in Ukraine now or some shit? Or you've been hired by like Russia? You like
Then
work
I'm
in the
like
KGB?
my Russian model girlfriend. I was like, come over here, man. Come
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
You're my bitch, man.
It's my bitch. And so and then to like twist all of it is like everything we're talking about. And then when you see someone in the comments who will just make a claim like, oh, Wyatt's a Russian aid. Like people like people see like I see. I mean, I think I posted a video of this like yesterday. I'll see comments where they're like, oh yeah, no, Tommy, dude, that guy definitely he's CIA. Like, look at all the guests he gets, and I'm like, I'm having this like long 4 year podcasting expedition where you get to where we are now and you're just kind of humbled by it all. And you're like, oh, it's like a beautiful path of trying to be, acquire more wisdom and letting your guard down and realizing we're all just human beings and trying to do the right thing. And then you just see a quick comment of someone who's like, this asshole works for the CIA. And you're like, all right, dude. I don't even. So when people are like, "Oh, Wyatt, how's that paycheck
He's
from the
Russian
Kremlin?"
agent.
You're just like, whatever, dude. Like you can't even. You're like, whatever. I don't even fucking care.
People thought that it's easy to get a job with the Kremlin. Yeah, yeah. It's like if I'm paid by the Russians or whoever, which government, I
Yeah,
don't even have to work so hard, man. Fuck.
that's what I always say, and I'm like, if I was getting CIA, I wouldn't be off YouTube. I'd be trending on the front page. I wouldn't be fucking doing 3 interviews a day. I'd be doing one a week with people
Yeah,
that I should have not have access to. And I'd be pushing American propaganda points. I wouldn't be saying, man, maybe they have a point. I'd be like, we need to ensure the navigation of the seas in the South China Sea, and America needs a stronger presence. We need to combat the Chinese in Niger. And I'd be like, what? Yeah, I'm not making shit. I wish the Kremlin paid me. That would be money. There's there's no money in being humble and realizing you don't know anything. There's no money in that. That's not
yeah.
profitable.
And that comes to another point which I feel very disturbed. So the because of Ukraine war, because I read so much of the sources and everything, in like there's no way you can know anything if you don't read these few sources. Like these are there's these few trusted sources, and I read them every day. And literally, be you're pro-Russia or pro-Ukrainian, if you're pro-Ukrainian, they are also reading Russian sources. I can tell you, because the Ukrainians say nothing. The Ukrainians don't really say much. So all the details is with the Russian side. So even the pro-Ukrainian YouTubers, they have to be reading the Russian ones in order to even know what is happening. That is a fact, like 100% fact. There is no pro-Ukrainian source that is going to tell you enough to actually do half an hour reports. Like their summaries are only like 2-3 paragraph, very short paragraph saying that, oh, there's fighting here, there's fighting there. That's it. The details are all from the pro-Russian side. So I forgot my point.
Reading each
What
other's
were
stuff, getting paid by the Kremlin, getting paid by the CIA.
Yeah, but
No money in being humble.
yeah. So I forgot my point. But anyway, the thing is that fuck man,
Man, who cares? Who cares? It'll pop up. If it's important, it'll pop up.
But it is the truth that the thing is that the people don't really realize that while they are following a pro-Ukrainian YouTuber or whoever, they are actually reading off pro-Russian stuff, but they are just warping it to make it sound good for the Ukrainians.
Yeah.
Like, maybe the Russians are taking certain grounds. They will report it as the Russians are doing human wave, at a huge cost, capturing a little bit of useless grounds. But they will never say the same thing when the Ukrainians do the same thing. So but I forgot my original point. Fuck.
It does not.
It was supposed to be a good point, man.
Doesn't
But I
matter.
forgot.
Don't worry about it. It's
Yeah.
I was gonna say lastly is we're talking about everything in the reality in which we exist now with cell phones and Instagram and TikTok and speed of light information and just how little you know. Well, then you start thinking about like history where you can't go back and be like, hey, can I hear about your side of the war? They're dead. And there's like a book written about the War of 1812. And all that information, you can't dig up more. Whatever's written is written, but everyone's fucking dead. Their grandkids are dead, and their grandkids' are dead. So then you look at
those information can be wrong too.
Yeah,
It can be all made up. Like
but
just
that's
like
what
the
that's what I'm getting to is once you realize just how fake and biased all the news you receive right now. And then we just have this idea of history where it's like it started in the Fertile Crescent, and then there were pyramids, and then Jesus walked, and then and then there's the Roman, and there's the Greeks, and then there's the Bronze Age, and then the Vatican or something, and then there's a printing press, and they made some churches, and there was colonialism, and then some guys in powdered wigs came to America and shot a bunch of British people, and then 200 years passed, and World War II happened, and we had to kill Hitler, and now we're here.
Yeah.
You go, that's I don't even. I guess I have no fucking idea.
So this Ukraine war also highlights to me the amount of work, the amount of sacrifice the Russians had in World War II. Like,
27
because
million.
in our textbook is it, it does talk about the Russians, but the focus is more west leaning. You see, even
America
in
won.
Singapore,
Yeah.
yeah, it's more about the Normandy,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Ardennes, and
D-Day and Iwo Jima and
it,
America did it.
so for example, it's like the Battle of the Bulge. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, such a big major thing, right? But Battle of the Bulge happens all the time on the Eastern Front.
Yeah.
It's like the Germans trying to break through, through a bulge and trying to encircle the Russian forces, but they failed and everything. That happens so regularly on the Eastern Front.
Like
But you
daily.
see, it's not talked about it. It
Yeah.
was not talked about it.
Yeah.
No, it's all about this no airborne. No, they are holding this position, and like these heroic moments that they managed to hold back the German advance. But the Germans will, even if they capture the Ardennes, they will still lose the war because by that time of the war, they are all old and young people. They are not going to win the war, even if they have that breakthrough. They're merely just going to drag on the war for another week or a month,
Yeah.
and those entire force will be encircled and destroyed. So, but you see the in terms of like the way how history is written, we glamorize certain parts and we make certain people heroes, and then we dumb down certain parts. And yeah, like what you talk about this, it does make me doubt a lot of the history
Yeah.
that we understand. Like maybe the Mongolians are the true good people.
Yeah.
The Mongol Empire, they are there to liberate people from all these evil monarchs.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
We don't know. It's like we have here to liberate you. That actually the reality in those days, 600, 800 years ago, is that the people actually welcome the Mongols. All
yeah.
right, you liberated us. Then,
And,
but then
and
all
maybe
these
that was
salty
written
people,
down,
right?
and
All these salty,
maybe all that was written
salty.
down, and somebody found it, went, oh fuck this, and just burned the book.
Yeah. Then the salty historians wrote it into
Yeah.
some evil people because if you look in a different lens, the Mongols never enforced their ways on the people they conquered. They let them do whatever they want. Just that, if they need military people, they need army, they have to contribute people, and that's about it. They have their own religion. They do not enforce religion. They do not enforce governance. Like they still rule themselves. So maybe that's the truth. No, maybe
Yeah.
actually they are liberators then, and they are just trying to wipe out. They are the first communists. They're trying to liberate people.
Yeah. Yeah. But and then so it's like, imagine if I had the only podcast in the world,
Oh
and
my god!
I just got to dictate what was. And in 200 years, someone finds a hard drive with my podcast on it, and they go, "This is what happens in 2023." Like, maybe. So then you look back and go, okay, now imagine going back 1,000 years. How many people could even write? How many people even had access to a
True,
pen, let alone understanding of a language? So
true.
you're taking this entire complex action, and you have one guy who might just say, "Yeah, fuck them. They're bad. We're good. The end." And you go, "The Mongols were bad."
But that's the reality, In most
Yes,
of the history, the old histories, this all written. The how we know anything about the certain history of
it's
certain
written
place
by the
is all by
victors.
the one or two historian that wrote something,
Yeah,
like Marco Polo. No, he went around Asia,
yeah,
and then suddenly everything that he wrote about become the truth of that time. But the thing is, that's just one person. How, and it's like you now going to Europe, you travel around all the different countries for 1 month, and then you go to Africa, travel all the countries in like 1 month or 2 months, and then you come back and write a book.
and then
And that
that's it.
is the
And,
reality of 2013
and then
of
that's just
Europe
it.
and Africa, and that's it.
Yeah, and you go, that's it. So
You know?
yeah, all of history you start questioning. You go, wait, what the fuck? And it's yeah, like all understanding you have. It's like not just the present moment. It's also a couple years ago, and then it's all of human history. And you go, I don't even. It just all starts dissolving, and it really makes you. It's almost like tearing a page out of a notebook and going,
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to do math and you're like, you go, fresh page. It makes you just throw away everything you know and go, okay, what do I know? Man, I don't know. Be nice to other people and make sure you get 8 hours of sleep. That's about all I got.
You get torn. Like, this is like too mundane, the torn. You have to, care about the LGBTQ, A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
Yeah.
Um,
You go, I don't even fucking know what's real. And then you come into the modern era of like, oh, don't forget there's AI and bots. So you're just talking to people that don't exist.
yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, really, it kind of boils down to like, what can I see and hear?
It, it,
That's really
it,
all I know.
the reality is we have reached a point where even the current discussions like on Twitter or in the social media spaces, certain things that is may not actually be real or very small has been blown out of proportion. For example, maybe the Pride movement, the LGBTQ stuff,
Yeah.
or the indoctrination of kids, in the US junior schools. Is it really that huge, or is it just certain places? Because now it reaches a point where every American is talking about it. That's why the Bud Light campaign is becoming so successful and everything. But the thing is it really that
Yeah.
crazy? We no idea. Nobody have any idea. Everybody's talking about it. Like, even in the DPA open mic, a few open mics now it's all right. A few open mics ago, it's like we the moment you have culture war topics coming out, then everybody gets sucked into it. The Americans cannot stop. They have to talk about this gender stuff,
Yeah.
and the same thing happens in the Telegram chat as well in my community. It's like the moment you start, everybody's talking about gender and everything. It's like they just get sucked into this black hole. And is it really that big a thing?
Yeah.
But it's just everywhere. I go to I like to watch all these alt-right or so-called alt-right channels, and they are always talking about all these things as well. It's like, is this real?
Yeah.
Is this real? Like, I don't have all these LGBTQ people on my open mic. No one ever comes up and
And that's
push
yeah.
push this kind of thing.
Yeah, and you see it online. It's like America is so divided, and you have CNN and Fox, and they're like, we have never been this divided since the Civil War, and we're all, and you're like, oh Jesus, and then you just go and you like walk to the store, you see people like walking their dogs,
Yeah,
it's
nobody
just
cares.
sun shining,
The
and it's
reality
like
is that nobody cares.
everyone is in the streets ready to kill one another, and then like you just go to the gym and people are just working out, and you're
Hey,
like,
hey, Tommy.
yeah, you're like, hey, and it's like. Yeah, I know a gay guy. What about him? He's gay. He never talks about it. He doesn't give a shit. Neither do I. And you're like,
Yeah.
wait, what's really going on? And then you get back online, you just have this little phone, and it's like,
And
we are
it's got into
so
this another
divided.
parallel universe.
Yeah, it's like we are gonna fucking kill each other in the streets. And you're like, oh my God. And then you like go to the grocery store and you just kind of like listen to a song and you grab a Gatorade and go swipe at it. And you're like, which
Yeah.
one's real? The one you can see and hear, or the one that's being told to you by people with an agenda?
Yeah. So the world is like this fantasy world that used to be resides only in the history books, is now appearing in real life, and then
And
we cannot tell. We
yeah.
cannot tell what is real, and it's gonna get worse because now
Oh
AI
yeah.
is getting so
Deep
good.
fake. Yeah,
Have
deep
you saw
fake.
some of those gaming channels? They use Biden and Trump, talking to
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other
yeah.
in the
Like
game.
Call of
It's
Duty.
like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like, wow,
You don't
it
know if
sounds
that's
exactly
real or
like
not.
that.
Maybe
Yeah,
Trump really played Call of Duty with Biden. It really is, man. It really is. You almost wonder if that's the purpose of this life. And that's why we're alive right now, is to slowly dissolve everything you've ever believed in. And it forces you to really only acknowledge the here and now and the presence of consciousness in this moment. That's kind of it. That's really the only thing you can be certain of. It's like even right now, it's like, is this a dream? Is my whole life a dream?
so it's like the Matrix.
It,
Andrew Tate like to say that we are in the Matrix.
yeah,
And then the Matrix will try to control us,
yeah,
and sometimes it does feels like it. It does sometimes it's just like weird, like, and some people are more in the matrix than others.
Yeah.
For example, people in Europe, they cannot believe that the rest of the world don't give a damn about Ukraine. It's like there's no way I can explain that they'll be convinced. I nearly no one talks about Ukraine in Singapore.
Yeah.
None. Even my friends, some of them, the only reason they will even talk about it is because they know that I have a YouTube channel talking about Ukraine.
Yeah.
They just simply ask me one question: who is winning right now?
Yeah.
And that's all they ask. And no one talks about it. It's like no one give a damn about Ukraine. It's like Myanmar is just nearby. We don't even talk about Myanmar.
Yeah.
Who cares about North Korean? No, have you ever lost sleep for the North Korean poor people who never get to eat enough? Why the hell do I need to care about the Ukrainians? Like, the people in Yemen is worse. They have it worse. They have a food crisis and they need UN food program. And then who cares? Because Ukrainians are this shining beacon of whatever bullshit that because we need to support the Ukrainians. So the UN grains, we must open up these grain shipments from Ukraine so that the Yemenis are gonna get their food program. It's like, why not just ask from Russia? Russia have a lot of spare grain.
Yeah.
No, but you have to be the Ukrainians. No, Ukrainian grains are the best. Because if not, the Yemenis can just go and starve. It's like, fuck, man. There's so many places you can buy grain. Why is it have to be from Ukraine? The Africans are going to starve without Ukrainian grain. Only 25% of the grains go to Africa. 75% goes to China and Europe. It's like, fuck. What's the reality? And then the Russians are still playing along. It's like, okay, you want a grain? Okay, I give you the grain shipments, and then the Ukrainians use it for sending arms through the shippings, and sometimes they use the shipping route to attack the Russian vessels. It's like, this world is fucked.
And then we'll wrap it up with this because I got to run. I got another show in a couple minutes.
No, cannot.
To me, it all comes back to the gaming channel. I'm like, who gives a shit what's real? I just kind of want to have fun and laugh.
Yep.
You'll never figure it out. You'll never know what's real. Who gives a shit?
No, for me it's simple. It's simple. While I'm earning the blood money, I earn money from Ukraine reporting on the war. People die, I earn money.
Yeah.
In the sense. But the thing is, I prefer there is no war because no point. When you have an opportunity to raise a kid and you dedicate 20, 10, 15, 20 years to see this person, this human being grow up and then die for some stupid reason in a war. And the way they die is even more anticlimactic than when we play all these computer games, all these FPS. At least the FPS people can see you die, and then you can talk about it, you can laugh about it when you die. You're like, fuck, man, that's one hell of a good grenade. But in real life, that's it.
Done.
It's all just darkness. It's
just an artillery shell. Yeah.
Yeah. Or your teammate just misfire and you die. They fired, they shot you from the back. It's like this very pointless. So I just want people to be decent people. Whatever ideology or belief is pointless because the reality is all these people that is sent to war, like now is Nigeria is going to have all these things. It will be there. Like maybe there's going to be a war, people is going to die, and then life will go on in the rest of the part of the world.
Yeah,
all for what? All for France to have cheaper nuclear power.
Yeah, it just makes war seem even dumber. You're like, why? It's just, I don't know, man. Wyatt, let's wrap this one up.
All right.
I appreciate you coming on, man. I really do. If everybody was tuning in to hear about the war, sorry. Wyatt and I just yelled nonstop for 2 hours.
It's already a tradition that we will hardly talk about the war now on the TPC.
Yeah, we will never talk. We will tell everyone we're going to talk about Ukraine, but we will not.
yeah, if you want to listen to Ukraine stuff, go back to the first interview. I think we talk about a lot more there.
Yeah.
Since then it just all went downhill.
I enjoy these more because I have more fun with these. Yeah, guys, please go in the description. Please go follow Wyatt on Rumble and Locals and Twitter and YouTube and all that shit. And
follow my shit.
Follow his shit.
Yeah.
Wyatt, thanks so much for your time, man. I appreciate
Thank you, Tommy.
that. And I love you, buddy. And I can't wait for the next one.
Yep. See
All right,
you
Wyatt.
soon.
Thank you so much, guys.